I'll find you.
I'm hanging on by a thread, and all I'm clinging to is prayers. And every breath is like a battle. I feel like I ain't come prepared.
What is up, y'all? It's your boy Wes, and today I'm back with another video. So, as you may know, May is a very important month. You want to know why? Because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And for this month, I want to focus on mental health. Why? Because I feel like it's something that's very important, and it's something that a lot of people, if not the majority of people, have gone through, or they know somebody who has gone through it. I feel like it really isn't spoken about. Well, especially in my community where I come from, it's not really spoken about. And I didn't really hear anybody talking about that when I was growing up. Even throughout school, I mostly heard that when I got into college. And I want to shed light on that. And I want to connect with the people who go through it and let them know that they're not alone and that there is hope. So before I start the video, I want to give some stats about mental health and suicide and etc. So in 2019, the 10th leading cause of death in the United States was suicide. And there's about 130 Americans that die by suicide per day. There is one death by suicide in the US every 11 minutes. So that means in an hour, there's about 5 people who commit suicide in 1 hour per day. So imagine 24 hours. Depression affects 20 to 25% of Americans 18 years and older. There's about 48,500 people who commit suicide approximately in the US, I think yearly. And nearly 800,000 people commit suicide in the world each year. That equals to 1 death every 40 seconds. And suicide is the second lead cause of death from ages 15 through 24. I'm 22, so that's my spectrum. That's my age gap. And suicide is 4 times higher among males than females. When I heard that was a surprising stat to me because, but at the same time I understood because I'm a man and we have certain expectations of men. We're supposed to bottle it in and etc. From all the suicides in the US, 79% of it is males. And suicide is the 4th leading cause of death in adults 18 to 65. And depression is most common in ages 18 to 25. So the age I'm in, 18 to 25, depression is the most common for our age group. In 2016, 16.2 million people had at least one major depressive episode, which is 6.7% of the US adult population. And more than 300 million people worldwide suffer depression, according to the World Health Organization. And that's the ones that they count. But there's probably more out there, in my opinion. And a lot of people who battle depression also have anxiety. That's one of the symptoms. They go hand in hand. About 40 million adults in the United States, age 16 to 65, suffer from anxiety disorders, which that equals to 18.1% of the population. So almost 1/5 of the population suffer from anxiety. And only 36.9% receive treatment. Nearly 1/2 who are diagnosed with depression are also diagnosed with anxiety. And these are some stats that I want to show y'all so y'all can know how real mental health is and how it correlates with depression, suicide, anxiety, and etc. Something that's very important, especially to my age group, 18 to 25, 15 to 25, like teenagers in the early 20s and mid 20s is very important. And it's very important in general because as you see, many adults go through that. So I want to start the video off by talking about silent battles. There are a lot of people who you see that have their own battle. They are going through it on their own. They have their own battle in the mind. There are a lot of people who you see that may seem happy and all that from the outside, but when they're on their own in the night, they cry, they feel alone, they're going through it in their mind. A lot of people who have a lot of battles within, that they feel chained, they feel locked up, and who've been going through it for a lot of years. Like, you may see them smiling, but they've been going through it. And there are various reasons why. It can be from stress. It could be from their job. It can be from relationships. It could be from a lot of things. It could be from depression, overthinking, discontent, lack of forgiveness for not forgiving themselves. There's a lot of reasons why a lot of people have their own battle. A lot of people overthink, and etc. Many people who go through their own battle, they don't know who to tell their problems to. They find like people won't understand them. They find themselves alone. A lot of people that go through their own silent battle, they find themselves fighting their battles by themselves, alone. And they feel alone and want to be alone. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be like that. It's not good to fight your battles by yourself. It's not good to fight your battles on your own. It's not good to hide your feelings and bottle it in. Because I know what I'm talking about. You know, as a male, in society, as a male, you know, men can't show emotions. We have to be tough. We have to be like, you know, hard rock. Like, you can't let the emotions show. And growing up, you know, as a Latino, as a Dominican, you know, in our communities, in Spanish and in Black communities, I find that a lot, that men, we have to have that hard exterior. We can't show our emotions. We have to behave a certain way. But no, that's not right. I feel like we've been taught wrong in that aspect. That's why a lot of our men suffer from trauma and from mental health issues, because we bottle everything in. We taught to you know, to be tough, to always keep it. We have to be strong. You have to suck it up. You a man. Only women show emotions. That's a woman. And that's why I found the correlation of that there's more male suicides than female suicides, and that 79% of all suicides in the United States are male. Like, when I saw that, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So basically 80%, so 4 out of 5 suicides in the United States are men. That's very surprising. I'm like, wow, that shocked me. But at the same time, I understand, because men were taught to like gear up our emotions that we can't show, and etc., and that we have to handle it on our own, and etc. But I'm here to tell you, that's not the right way to go. You can't hold everything in. Sometimes you have to let somebody else to help you. Sometimes you have to let somebody else help you with your battles, to walk you little by little with your battles. Because when we try to carry all the weight, everything on our own, we're gonna let it fall. We're gonna break eventually. It's gonna break us. It's better to let go of what you feel. You feel more relieved when you let go of what you feel, your emotions, and you just let it go, and just, it's better. You feel more relieved. You feel like something taken off your shoulders, off your back. Because all that weight, everything that you think, that you feel, and etc., that's holding you down, that's bringing you down. And you shouldn't let that bring you down. Many times that weight, it has you stuck, it has you trapped. You feel like you're in a maze like that. You're screaming, ah! But you're in a box, you're in a maze, and nobody's hearing you out. But until you open your heart, until you open your mind, and you let somebody you trust try to help you, or you put your trust on God, on somebody who can help you, that's the only way you're gonna go through it. You're gonna break through that. You don't have to fight your battles on your own. You don't have to fight your battles by yourself. And many people try to fight their silent battles by themselves. But no, that's why we have each other for that. That's why you have me for that. That's why you have a friend for that. Because there's always somebody who can help you. There's always somebody who has gone through who you've gone through. I know how it feels to like be alone and feel like nobody's understanding me. I know how it feels like having my own battles. Like I want to be alone on the island. I don't want to be with nobody. I just want to be about myself. I feel like nobody understands me. I don't want to tell my problems and etc. because I'm scared about what they might say or how might I feel and etc. But no, you have to learn how to tell people stuff, because as you keep on telling how you feel and etc. and you carry and that weight comes out of you, you start feeling better and you communicate better. And it's better for your mental health. It's better for you, because when you're going through it, it's like you're in a jail. It's like your mind is trapped. You're behind bars, and that is the worst thing ever. I can tell you from someone who's had battles within myself for years. That's why I made a video called Battles. I was literally pouring out my heart in that video. I was just saying it like how it is, how I'm feeling. And that's why I do many of these videos, because it's very therapeutic for me. And also I want to inspire people, and I want to, spread the gospel, the message of God as well, while I'm doing those other two things. And what I suggest for people who are going through their silent battles, who are going through it on their own, the first thing I suggest is have someone who you can talk to. You can't do everything on your own, like I said earlier. You always need somebody there. Somebody to listen to, like somebody to listen to you. Like listen me out, listen. Somebody who you can trust. It can be a family, a friend, a preacher, or a therapist, somebody, but you have to say what you're feeling. You can't bottle that in, because eventually it's gonna explode. Number two, you have to think positive or do things that will like distract you. Thinking positive is something that's very important, because when you're a negative person and you're always having negative thoughts and etc., that's easier to fall into that hole. It's easier to fall into that hole of depression, of anxiety, of suicidal thoughts and etc. And what I mean by doing things that will distract you, I'm talking about like doing things that will distract you from overthinking so much. Like, you could do an activity that you like. You could play basketball, you could do etc., do music, listen to music, or you can do YouTube like how I'm doing. You can read the Bible, which I strongly recommend. You can listen to a preach, you can listen to a podcast and etc., because those things will keep you occupied and it will keep you interested in that. Number three, the worst feeling in life is feeling like you're hindered, like you're stuck. I know how that feels. When you've been battling through stuff for a lot of years and you feel stuck, you feel like you're not progressing in life, that's hindering you from moving forward. That is the worst feeling in life. And I want to tell you that you don't want to feel stuck. You don't want to feel hindered. You want to go forward. You want to continue in life. You want to progress in life. So don't let your silent battles hinder you. And number four, I want to say to reach out to God. Why? Because God is the one that's truly there for you always. And you are important. If you're here in this earth, it's because God has a reason that you're here, and he has a purpose with you. And that purpose is going to be completed. And he loves you. And God, he loves you so much that out of when this world was created, he thought of you. He thought of you and I. And he has a reason for you. And he has a purpose. And he wants you to be saved. And I just want to leave you with this. That for the people who are going through silent battles, you don't have to fight it on your own. That let go and let God, but also look for people to help you. And that I promise that things will get better. But at the same time, you have to let yourself get helped. May God bless each and every one of y'all and shine your light. I love y'all.